the size of 9¼ inch long and 5½ inches on the short edge. So then I'll score it at 4¼ inch, and then turn around, score at 4¼ inch. And this leaves a spine which is 3/4 inches wide. Then we fold it, and I will fold the print size inward like this. So this is going to be the cardboard for the cover. Then I will round the corners. Just estimate using scissors, cut it just a tiny little bit so it won't be too pokey. Then I will cover this with fabric and lace. For the inside, which I'm going to sew the signatures on and then attach to the outside cover, I'm going to use some patterned paper, which is in my paper stash for a long time. And these, the reason I use this is because the paper is a little thinner than the cardstock. We don't want the cover be too thick. So I'm going to trim this the same size as the outside cover, which is 9 1/4 inch by 5½. Nine and a quarter inch by 5½. I want to make sure because sometimes there's a little bit off. Is 5½ plus 1/8. So 5½ plus 1/8. Trim this. Four and a quarter inch score. Turn around. Score at 4¼ inch. And this, I'm gonna fold it this way. I'm gonna take this off. Remove this from the desk, make some room. So this is going to be folded like this. So this will go with the front, the outside cover, and glued together like this. Before I glue these two together, before I glue these two together, I need to cover the outside cardboard with fabric and lace. And the inside, I'm going to use the spine to sew my 3 signatures on, and then I will attach to the outside cover like this. So these are the fabric I'm gonna use on to cover the outside cover. Because this is dark, this cardboard is very dark, so I will need a piece of white fabric to cover the darkness, and so I have a base. Before I add this lace, and I need to put down the white fabric. So I'm gonna cut these two pieces of fabric to fit the size of the cover, which is going to be approximately cut it around, leave 1 inch on each side, or you can leave ½ inch, but since lace is very thin, so I'm gonna leave a little bit more, so it's going to be 1 inch on each side. Now I'm gonna go cut the fabric, the size. I'm going to use this cutting board, put it underneath it. Then we're going to use a rotary cutter to cut it. So I'm going to just eyeball it. It's about 1 inch over here on this side, and then we're going to turn around. Cut it on this side. Then I'm going to glue these two pieces fabric on the cardboard. Before I do that, I will need to trim the corners to reduce the bulkiness. Just leave like ½ inch away from the corner of the cardboard. So now I'm going to glue these two pieces on the cardboard. I'm going to use art glitter, dries clear glue. Just add a little bit more glue. Make sure don't stretch the fabric. Just press it down like this. Add a little bit more glue in the corner. in the corner, just fold it inside so you won't show the raw edges. So let's wait for a couple minutes and let it dry. At the same time, if you want to. I will place a heavy book on top of it, let it dry. So this is dry enough to continuously to work on it. So I'm going to, next step is to add the lace. Since the lace are very thin, so I'm not going to trim the corners, just glue it on. Just apply the glue in the same manner as I did the previous one. Add the glue around. Make sure I add enough. Then carefully glue the lace. It's going to be a little messy because lace is, you know, it's the fat and the glue go through it. So I'm going to use some parchment paper to help me to press this lace down. Make sure fold the corner properly so it won't extrude out. Hold it like this, let it dry enough to not come off before you continuously work on the other edges. Adding glue is always a little tricky, so just need to be a little patient with it. Not get your hands too dirty. Prepare a few pieces of this parchment paper. So one piece is dirty, you can always change to another piece. Just hold it, you have to hold it down a little longer so it will be dry enough to let it go. I think this side is pretty much glued on. I'm gonna just add a little bit glue to glue this edge on. So always double check. Make sure all edges are glued on smoothly. Put a heavy book on top of it, press it down, let it dry. While the cover is drying, I am going to sew 3 signatures in the inside cover on the spine. Before I start sewing, I need to mark where these 3 signatures will be located. So I'm going to remember this is a 3/4 inches, so each signature should be about a 1/4 inch apart. So this is what I'm gonna do. Leave 1/2 inch from the top. So this is going to be the top stitch, and 1/2 inch from the bottom. This is going to be where the bottom stitch hole will be, and the center hole will be, this is 4.5, so it's going to be 2.25 inch. So this is going to sorry, this is 4.5, so it's going to be 122 and 1/4 inch, 2.25 inch. So this is going to be the center stitch. So the 3 signatures will be about 1/4 inch apart. So this will be the 3 signatures, where the 3 signatures go. I am going to mark where the 3 stitches will be on the spine. And then I'm going to poke a hole. Before I poke the hole, I want to use some clamps to hold these pages together so it won't move, they won't move around. So now I'm going to use this awl to poke the holes so it won't poke on my desk. And this is the third one, third signature. So now all the holes are poked. Next step is going to sew these 3 signatures on the spine. So I need to poke the holes first. So this is first one, second one, and third one. First one, second one, third one. So we can see from the back. So let's do it again. Come back out and then come back in from the third one. And come all the way to the bottom one. Then come back in. Just make sure leave this end long enough to tie. Come back in from the center hole. Here we go. Now we need to tie a knot in the center. Then I would prefer to cut off the end of the thread from the back. So just need to trim off this one here, and then see this one is done. I'm going to take the clamps off. This is the first signature. Now we're going to repeat the same process. Sew the second signature on the spine, which is going to be the middle, in the middle. So go through the center hole first. Go through the center hole on the spine. Make sure leave the ends long enough to tie. Then come back to the top hole. Then go through the signature from the top hole. And come all the way down to the bottom hole. Then go through the bottom hole on the spine. Then come back in from the center hole. And make sure pull the thread very tightly. And then tie a knot. And cut off the front. Then you can cut off the back. So this is the second signature. So now we have two signatures sewed on. Now we're going to sew the third signature. And then I'm going to clamp those two signatures so they won't get in the way. Now we're going to work on the third one. So this is my third signature. Again, go through the center hole first. Then go through the spine, the center hole. Leave the ends long enough, then go to the top hole. Then come all the way down to the third hole. also go through the spine, the third hole. Make sure to pull the thread tightly. And then come back in through the center hole. Make sure both ends are on each side of the center thread. And pull the thread really tight, and then tie a knot. And then poke the thread back to the spine. So now it's time to cut off the thread. And also cut off the center one. Now we have sewn 3 signatures onto the spine. Now in order to increase the strength, I am going to add some glue to the end of each thread and let it dry, and also each hole. And let it dry. So before I glue this 3 signatures and the inside cover to the outside cover, like this, I would like to add a pocket, lace pocket on the front and the back of this inside cover. So I'm going to use this piece of lace and trim it to the sides of the pocket, which leave 1 inch on each side tuck in, and also 1 inch on this side. So I'm going to trim it the size. So it's going to be 5.5 plus 2 inches will be 7.5. And over here it's about 1, 2, 3 inches plus 1, it will be 4 inches. So 7.5 by 4 inches. Seven and a half by 4 inches. We need 2 pieces, one for the front pocket, one for the back pocket. 7.5 and 4 inches. So this is for the pockets. Then I'm gonna glue the pockets, glue the pocket lace for the pockets on the inside cover, like this. Pocket is gonna be, so I'm going to apply glue. Again, I will have to use this sheet of paper to press it down. And hold, let it dry for a little bit. It's not really dried yet, but I'm going to apply more glue. In the corners. Well, let the front dry, I'm going to work on the other side. So this is the front pocket, and this is the back pockets. So now I can glue this signatures to the cover. So first is to glue the spine. So I'm going to add glue, plenty of glue. This is really need a lot of glue to make sure it won't come off. Press and hold like this for a while. Make sure the spine attached to the cover really well. Then I'm going to, before I glue this front cover and the back cover together, I am going to add my ribbon closure. So I'm going to use 2 pieces of ribbon on each the front and back, and glue the ribbon onto the cover. Make sure you leave enough inside so it won't come off over time. And glue this ribbon on the back. can close it and press it down, let it dry. So now I'm going to glue the inside of the front cover to the outside of the front cover. Apply glue to the entire cover. Press it down and hold with it. Wait for it to dry. I can just use a heavy book to press it down. Give it a couple minutes, let it dry. And at the same time, I can apply glue to the back cover and then press it down, let it dry. Especially the corners, the edges, make sure to apply enough glue. In the same manner, press it down. With a heavy book. So after a while, the glue is dried. This is how it looks so far. So now I'm going to decorate the cover with some lace and the flowers. To glue this on, I'm going to use hot glue gun. It's faster and easier. It dries faster. But just be careful not to burn your fingers. So this is the start point. Just place this lace all the way around. Just fold the corners as nice as you can. So this is the advantage to use hot glue gun because it dries so fast. It's easy to operate. to joint, I'm going to cut this down, cut this off, and then fold it and apply glue. So this is the basic decoration. Looks so pretty, isn't it? So after this trim, I'm going to add some lace. This is going to be in the corner, and this part will extend to the spine and the back. And then I'm going to add a piece of leaf like this. This way it will cover the corner. Make sure the leaves are glued on. And then in the corner, I'm going to add a corner flower over here. And then the last, I'm going to add a ribbon flower I handmade. Somewhere in here. I'm gonna add some white lace underneath it. Like so. Give it more interest. Okay, so I'm gonna use hot glue gun. Trim the excess off. It's really hot. Then I'm going to glue this this flower in the center. So this is my finished cover. I think it's really pretty. Maybe I can add some more over here. Let's see what I can do. This is the final cover. I don't think I need anything here because it's going to be too much and it's not going to look good. So sometimes simple is the best. So this is going to be like this. You use this ribbon closure, close your journal. So this is your beautiful blue tone laced journal with 3 signatures. So the last step is to decorate the inside